have here.
You just bagging monster, dude.
Oh my God, bro. What just happened?
I don't know, man.
Michigan gone wild. Michigan gone wild.
Yep, there's another one.
Michigan gone wild.
Hey folks, and thanks for tuning in to this episode of Michigan Gone Wild. We're up here in the UP, and for those of you that are unfortunate and out of state, that's the Upper Peninsula here in Michigan. And we're on the Fox River. Now the Fox River is a very famous river, but it was the fishing here was actually made famous by Ernest Hemingway, only he told everybody he was on the Big Two-Hearted in his book Life on the Big Two-Hearted. So anyways, he did all of his fishing here on the Fox River, going after native brook trout, and that's what Joe and I are doing today. We're going with a two-man approach using two different styles. Using fly tackle and spin tackle, and focusing mostly on bugs and terrestrials on the fly tackle, Chernobyl ants, that sort of thing. And Joe's been throwing some panther martins. What else have you been throwing, Joe?
Castmasters, panther martins. That's it.
Right. We had a slow start this morning, but we're really getting into a good afternoon of fishing. So follow us along here on the Fox up in the UP.
Run for miles and miles with the will of a man and the heart of a child. On Michigan gone wild. Michigan gone wild. Michigan gone wild.
That's a good one. Here, I'll get him for you. I don't even see him. Where are they?
Right here.
Okay.
Got him.
All right, bring him up. Bring him up farther. There he is.
Boom.
A nice brookie. He spun that way, so we'll just spin him back. There we go.
There we go, the first brook trout of the day here on the Fox. I was using a straight gold blade maps, and we fished 3 or 4 holes, didn't pick anything up, so I switched over to a silver maps, and the flash must have turned him on because he hit it pretty hard. Let's get back after it.
Nice release.
Yeah, you like that? Another little brook trout. Switched over to orange and silver Castmaster, and it seems to be doing the trick, so that's what I'm going to stick with. No sense in changing.
Okay, I've tried Chernobyl ants, parachute at them, even threw a coachman at one point. Switching over to a nymph now, but I have yet to even have a single strike. Joe's been pulling them off a little bit here and there. We're not killing them yet, but he's catching a few. What happened with that last one, Joe?
I'm just flipping up next to the shaded side of the bank, next to any kind of cover, anything like that. It seems to be working, so that's what I'm going to stick with.
I like it. Makes me want to switch over, but all I got is the fly rod, so we're going to see if this this hare's ear does anything for me. And you stick with the Castmaster because it seems to be working.
Yep.
All right. Sure. Oh no, I'll get it. He's just a little guy. Just a little fella. Always pretty though. God, I love brook trout. They're just so aggressive, so hungry. Go after these big giant flies. Always makes for a good day on the river. See you later, buddy. The ants are working. Early August, sometimes even late July. Once you get into fall, terrestrials work. We'll put them to work. All right. Little guy, probably 7 inches or so. Hit on a Chernobyl ant. I started off with these earlier in the day. I knew it wasn't going to really work out this morning because it was cold. The water was pretty high. Joe was doing great on spinners, but it's starting to warm up. I think it's maybe 72 degrees now, and the terrestrials are really working for them. I'm starting to get a lot more strikes. Oh, there he goes. And you know, these Chernobyl ants are great because they're not technically an ant. They're not really an ant imitator. It's just a name for them, but they're a soft foam, leggy bug. And it's good to imitate any kind of bugs or hoppers or anything like that are going to jump off this grass and these weeds here and jump in the water. And this time of year, you know, we're into August, this time of year, that's a primary food source for them. They feed mostly on grasshoppers and that kind of thing. So once you get in the heat of the afternoon, that's a good thing to go with. And hopefully we'll be able to pick up a couple more of them. Another little guy. Awesome.
Another little brookie.
I got one.
Oh, he's not that good. This is a current. He's a little guy. Another brook trout. That one I caught on a panther martin. We've seen him surfing sitting underneath this bridge, so we decided to come in here and give her a shot. Jordan's on the other side throwing the Chernobyl ant. Oh, he's right there.
Decent little one there.
Where'd he go?
Get on your leg. Get on your vest. He's over here. Right in front of you. All right. Easy fella. A nice little brookie. Oh, and he's back in. And he hit again on that Chernobyl ant, which has been really paying off today. Get them out here. No, that's all right. These ants are really doing the trick today, the terrestrials. You know, when you're going to throw terrestrials too, one thing to consider, you know, we're fishing in the Fox River. I'm going to let him go here. We're fishing in the Fox River. There's a lot of cover, a lot of congestion, a lot of logs, sticks, things like that, and a lot of overhang, which means a lot of shade, which is great. You know, as Joe's been catching some on spinners out of the shade, and that's awesome. But when you're throwing terrestrials, I mean, terrestrials, they really start jumping in the water when it gets hot. In the heat of the day, you want to hit the sunny areas. Like right up in here, you see the sun kind of shining, reflecting off the water. They're going to be around that area. They can see the ants a little better, and that's when your bugs, your poppers, your grasshoppers, things like that, they're jumping in the water around that area and floating down into these areas. So that's where you want to really focus on when you're throwing a terrestrial ant or even a grasshopper, popper, something like that. Just focus on those areas just downstream from where the sun's hitting the water.
Another brookie. Go ahead and get him back real quick. I switched over to a silver and yellow Panther Martin about 5 seconds ago, literally, and just hooked up on him.
All right, we've had a fantastic day on the Fox River today. You know, we didn't get into any really big brook trout, but we caught plenty of brook trout today, and you know, it was just fantastic. I mean, the brook trout in here are beautiful. Their bellies range anywhere from a light orange to a bright red because this is a natural non-stocked trout stream. This is, you know, you've got wild brookies in here. And brook trout are the only trout that's actually native to Michigan. And when you get into a real pure river like this where there's no stocking and you've just got wild habitat, it's just a great day and you see a lot prettier fish. So anytime you can get out and you can get out on a river like this, it's always worth it. Whether you're catching, you know, fish that are 7 inches and right at the legal line, or you happen to luck out and catch one of those mythical 18 to 20 inch brookies that do exist in these streams. Either way, it's a beautiful day on the stream. You know, and there's so much you can see out here. There's so many different types of river just on this one Fox River here. We've been upstream toward the headwaters where it was actually so congested we couldn't even get in, and probably somewhere around 4 feet deep. And it was rough. We fished everywhere from remote areas like that down to putting in right here in the bridge right off of a major highway. And no matter where you go, you get into good fish here. That's why it's a good river to come to and something you should definitely check out. So I had a great day on the stream today. Joe, you?
Oh yeah, it was a blast. It's always a blast getting after brookies.
Exactly, because they're just such a beautiful fish. So folks, if you get the chance, come up, visit the Fox River, get in here, wet your line. You might get lucky enough to catch one of these beautiful fish. So folks, get out here, get wild, and stay wild.
Michigan, it's Michigan gone wild here in Michigan, where the back roads run for miles and miles with the will of a man and the heart of a child on Michigan gone wild.